In the shadow of the Black Hills, where the Badlands stretched like the scarred hide of some ancient beast, legends are born from dust and desperation. Picture it, a lone figure on horseback, clad in buckskin and boots, a six-shooter at her hip, defying the lawless frontier. This is the world of Calamity Jane, a name that echoes through the annals of the Wild West like a gunshot in the night. But who was she truly? A heroine of the plains, a sharpshooter without peer, or a woman woven from tall tales and half-truths? Today we uncover the truth behind Calamity Jane, the grit beneath the glory, the facts amid the folklore. Saddle up, folks. This ride through history won't be gentle. Let us journey back to the spring of 1852 in the humble town of Princeton, Missouri, where Martha Jane Cannary entered a world already teetering on the edge of chaos. Born the eldest of 6 children to Robert and Charlotte Cannary, a gambler and his resilient wife, young Martha grew up amid the hardscrabble life of the frontier. The family scraped by, but fate dealt a cruel hand early. In 1865, lured by whispers of gold, they joined a wagon train bound for Virginia City, Montana. Tragedy struck swiftly. Charlotte succumbed to pneumonia en route, leaving Robert to falter. By 1867, he too was gone, orphaning Martha at just 14. Cue somber fiddle tune, evoking loss. Now head of her siblings, Martha faced the unforgiving West with little but her wits and will. She took on any work that came her way, washing dishes at Fort Bridger, cooking for rough crews, even driving ox teams through treacherous trails. It was a man's world, but Martha blurred those lines, donning trousers and boots, riding astride like any cowpoke. As she later wrote in her autobiography, "By the time we reached Virginia City, I was considered a remarkable good shot and a fearless rider for a girl of my age." But how did Martha become Calamity? That's where the legends begin to tangle with truth. She claimed it stemmed from a daring rescue in 1872 during a skirmish on Goose Creek, Wyoming. Ambushed by hostiles, Captain Egan was shot from his horse. Martha, ever bold, scooped him up and carried him to safety. Upon recovering, he reportedly declared, "I name you Calamity Jane, the heroine of the plains." Yet historians whispered doubts. Some say the tale's embroidered, that the name arose from her warning suitors they'd court Calamity by crossing her. What we know for certain, by 1874, she'd scouted for the Army at Fort Russell, and in 1875, she rode with the Newton-Jenny expedition into the Black Hills, a land sacred to the Lakota, but fevered with gold rush greed. It was in these Badlands that Calamity's path truly ignited. In the summer of 1876, she hitched her fate to a wagon train rolling into Deadwood, South Dakota, the heart of the Black Hills boomtown, where fortune and folly danced in the dust. Among her companions, none other than James Butler Hickok, the infamous Wild Bill himself. They arrived together, but let's dispel the romance spun by dime novels. Calamity and Bill were acquaintances, not lovers. She idolized him, perhaps, but their bond was forged in shared frontier hardships, not whispered vows. Deadwood was a cauldron of vice and vigor. Saloons brimmed with gamblers, streets echoed with the clink of gold pans and the crack of whips. Calamity thrived in the chaos, working as a bullwhacker, dance hall girl, and yes, occasionally in the shadows of establishments like Dora DeFran's brothel. But her true mettle shone in crisis. In 1878, a smallpox outbreak ravaged the town, claiming lives like prairie fire. While others fled, Calamity stayed, nursing the afflicted in makeshift hospitals. Eyewitness accounts praise her compassion. She brewed remedies, tended fevers, and buried the dead, earning gratitude from survivors. One miner recalled her as a rough angel in buckskin, though she herself downplayed it, saying simply, "I was at all times with the men when there was excitement and adventures to be had." Yet Deadwood's drama peaked with tragedy. On August 2, 1876, Wild Bill was gunned down in Saloon Number 10, his back to the door, holding the infamous dead man's hand, aces and eights. Calamity claims she hunted the killer, Jack McCall, armed with a meat cleaver since her guns were at home. Legend has it she cornered him in a butcher shop, but truth tells a quieter tale. McCall was captured by others, tried, and hanged. Still, Calamity's grief was real. She mourned Bill deeply, fueling myths of a secret romance. Some historians believe she embellished these stories later, perhaps to cloak her own vulnerabilities in a veil of valor. Was it love unrequited, or merely the loss of a kindred spirit in a savage land? The Badlands keep their secrets. As the gold fever waned, Calamity wandered onward, her life a tapestry of triumphs and trials. In 1881, she staked a ranch along the Yellowstone River near Miles City, Montana, running an inn for weary travelers. There, around 1885, she wed Clinton Burke, a Texan teamster. Though records are sparse, frontier marriages often bypassed paperwork. They had a daughter, Jessie, whom Calamity doted on, even scraping funds to send her to St. Martin's Academy in Sturgis. But liquor shadowed her steps. Her addiction grew, leading to benders that scattered her fortunes. By 1893, fame called anew. She joined Buffalo Bill Cody's Wild West show, dazzling crowds as a sharpshooter and storyteller. At the 1901 Pan American Exposition in Buffalo, New York, she regaled audiences with tales of the plains, her voice booming like thunder. Yet the bottle betrayed her. Tours ended in dismissals, and she drifted back west, penniless but proud. Legend has it she rode with the Pony Express or scouted for Custer at Little Bighorn, but verifiable history paints a humbler picture, a woman who labored hard, loved fiercely, and bent the rules of her era. Through it all, Calamity embodied the Wild West raw spirit, defiant, generous, flawed. She cross-dressed not for show, but survival, shot not just for sport, but necessity. Her autobiography, penned in 1896, mixes fact with fancy, admitting, "I figure if a girl wants to be a legend, she should go ahead and be one." But peel back the myths, and you find Martha Jane, orphan, caretaker, frontierswoman who carved her place in a man's domain. So, what endures of Calamity Jane in the echoes of the Badlands? She passed on August 1st, 1903, in Terry, South Dakota, at age 51, felled by pneumonia and the toll of hard living. Buried next to Wild Bill, as per her final wish, she left a legacy that shaped the myth of the American West. A symbol of resilience amid ruin, where women could wield 6 guns and stare down storms. Her story reminds us that the frontier forged heroes from hardship, blending truth with tale to inspire generations. But was she calamity or conqueror? You decide. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Did the legends do her justice or obscure the real woman? If this ride through the Wild West stirred your spirit, hit that like button, subscribe for more Legends of the Badlands, and saddle up for our next tale, the shadowy secrets of Deadwood's gold ghosts. Until then, keep the frontier flame alive.